There will come at the end of time the collapse of cities, stones raining from the sky, and the transmutation of creatures. The hour will not be established until tribes from my nation join the idolaters, and they worship idols. The beast will emerge and place a mark on the faces of the people. They will be plentiful among you, such that a man will purchase a camel, and it will be said, "From whom did you buy it?" He will say, "I bought it from one of those with the mark." A woman will be taken, and her stomach ripped open. Then what is in her womb will be taken out and discarded for fear of giving birth. Verily, among the signs of the hour is that knowledge will be sought from the young. When trust is lost, then wait for the hour. When authority is given to those who don't deserve it, then wait for the hour. Time will pass rapidly. Knowledge will be withdrawn. Tribulations will prevail. Greed will be cast into hearts, and there will be many upheavals. Hasten to perform good deeds before 6 events: the false Messiah, the smoke, the beast from the earth, the rising of the sun from the west, the general turmoil, and your own demise. Just before the hour, the greeting of peace, salam, will only be given to specific people. Trade will proliferate to the point that a woman will help her husband in his business. Family ties will be severed. The pen will spread. False testimony will prevail, and truthful testimony will be concealed. The hour will not be established until 2 groups fight each other. There will be a massive slaughter between them, and their claim is one and the same. My nation will be afflicted by the diseases of the former nations: excessive amusement, ingratitude, disunity, competition for worldly gain, hatred, and greed, until there is transgression, followed by upheaval. The hour will not be established until time passes rapidly, such that a year is like a month is like a week is like a day is like an hour, and an hour is the flicker of a flame. There will be a time when knowledge disappears. The prophet was asked, "O Messenger of Allah, how can knowledge disappear when we read the Quran and will teach it to our children until the day of resurrection?" The Prophet said, "Do not these Jews and Christians read the Torah and the Gospel, but they do not act upon what is in them?" Years of treachery will come over people, in which liars are believed and the truthful are denied. The deceitful are trusted, and the trustworthy are considered traitors, and the disgraceful will deliver speeches. It was said, "Who are the disgraceful?" The Prophet said, "Petty men with authority over the common people." Jesus, the Son of Mary, peace and blessings be upon him, will descend, and the Muslim leader will say, "Come lead us in prayer." Jesus will say, "No, Some of you are leaders over others, as Allah has honored this nation. Shall I not tell you about the false Messiah, of which no prophet has told his people before? Verily, he is blind in one eye. He will come with the likeness of paradise and fire. He will bring it and say, it is paradise, but it is fire. Verily, I have warned you, just as Noah has warned his people. When 3 signs appear, no soul will benefit from its faith if it did not already believe or earn good by its faith. The rising of the sun from the west, the false Messiah, and the beast from the earth. I surely know what the false Messiah will have with him. He will have 2 flowing rivers, one that appears to be clear water, and another that appears to be blazing fire. If one of you sees that, let him go to the river of fire, lower his gaze, put his head down, and drink from it, for it will be cool water. The false Messiah has one covered eye with thick skin over it. Written between his 2 eyes is the word of unbelief, kafir. Every believer will be able to read it, whether he is literate or not. Nothing between the creation of Adam until the establishment of the hour is a greater tribulation than the affair of the false Messiah. Verily, preceding the false Messiah will be years of deception, in which the truthful are bellied, the liars are believed, the trustworthy are discredited, the treacherous are trusted, and the disgraceful speak. The disgraceful are the little wicked men who speak about the affairs of common people. Shall I not tell you about the greater fear for you than the false Messiah? It is hidden idolatry, that a man stands in prayer and beautifies his prayer when he sees another man looking at him. Verily, the first generation of this nation are the best of them, and the last of them are the worst of them in disputing and sectarianism. Thus, whoever has faith in Allah in the last day, let him meet his end while he treats people as he would love to be treated. Verily, my nation will be afflicted by the diseases of nations, insolence, hubris, turning their back to one another, competing for worldly possessions, hating each other, and miserliness, until there will be oppression, and then there will be bloodshed. A time will come to people when they gather and pray in the mosques, yet there will not be a believer among them. The hour will not be established until people boast about their mosques. Verily, among the signs of the hour is that a man would pass through the mosque without even praying 2 cycles, that a man would only greet with peace those whom he knows, and that children will expect the elders to serve them. Verily, rulers will come after me, and whoever enters their audience affirms their lies and supports their oppression. They are not part of me, and I am not part of them. They will have no presence at the fountain. Whoever does not enter their audience, does not support their oppression, and does not affirm their lies, he is part of me, and I am part of him. He will will be present at the fountain. Whoever hears news of the false Messiah, let him be free of him. By Allah, a man will go to him considering himself a believer, but will instead follow him because of doubts he will present. Verily, the false Messiah is a short man, pigeon-toed, curly-haired, with one eye that is blind, neither protruding nor sunken. If you are confused about him, then know that your Lord does not have one eye. The people will flee from the false Messiah into the mountains. Whoever memorizes 10 verses from the beginning of Surah Al-Kahf will be immune to the false Messiah. The Mahdi will appear in the latter part of my nation. Allah will grant him rain to bring produce from the earth. He will give out wealth appropriately. Cattle will be plentiful, and the nation will become great. He will live as ruler for 7 or 8 years. The Mahdi will be from my lineage, with a curved nose. He will fill the earth with justice and equity, just as it had been filled with tyranny and oppression. He will rule for 7 years. There will emerge from the east some people from my nation who recite the Quran, but it will not go beyond their throats. Every time a faction of them emerges, it will be cut off. A man will wake up a believer, but by evening he will be an unbeliever. People will sell their religion for some pitiful gains in the world. The one who adheres to his religion on that day will be as if he were grasping a hot coal or a bundle of thorns. A time will come to people in which the rarest thing of that era will be a friendly brother, or a lawfully earned coin, or a practice from the Sunnah. The hour will not be established until close to 30 lying impostors appear, each one imagining that he is the messenger of Allah. There will be impostors near the end of time, liars, who will bring narrations you have never heard, neither you nor your fathers. Beware, lest they misguide you and afflict you with trials. Men will appear near the end of time who deceive the world with religion, confusing the people. Their skin is as soft as sheep. Their words are sweeter than sugar, yet their hearts are like the hearts of wolves. There will come tribulations in which one sitting will be better than one standing. One standing will be better than one walking. One walking will be better than one running. Whoever seeks these tribulations will be destroyed by them. Whoever finds a place of shelter or refuge, let him take refuge in it. Verily, before the hour will be an upheaval. It is not that you will fight the idolaters, but rather you will fight each other until a man kills his neighbor, the son of his aunt, and his close relatives. Reason will be taken away from most people in that era, and insignificant people will remain who do not use their reason. The bonds of Islam will be undone one by one, and every time a bond is undone, the people will cling to what follows it. The first to be undone will be the loss of judgment, and the last will be the prayer. No doubt, the people of the book before you split into 72 sects, and this religion will be split into 73 sects. 72 sects will be in the hellfire, and one will be in paradise. It is the united community. Verily, there will emerge people in my nation who will be infected by these vain desires, just as rabies infects its patient. Islam will be taken apart, just as a garment is taken apart, until fasting is not known, nor prayer, nor rites, nor charity. The book of Allah Almighty will vanish in a single night, such that no verse of it is left on the earth. There will only remain some sects among the people, old men and women who say, "We heard our forefathers used to say, La ilaha illallah, there is no God but Allah, so we say it as well." Verily, among the first signs to appear are the rising of the sun from the west, and the emergence of the beast before people at noon. Whichever of them occurs first, the other will soon follow. The hour will not be established until the sun rises from the west. When it rises from the west, all people together will believe. Yet, on that day, no soul will benefit from his faith if he did not believe earlier, nor earn good from his faith. The hour will not be established until the Euphrates River uncovers a mountain of gold, and people will fight over it. Every 99 people out of 100 will be killed, and each man among them will say, "Perhaps I will be the one who is saved." No one knows when the hour will be established, except Allah. Soon there will come a time in which the people are sifted and only the dregs of humanity remain. Their covenants and trusts are disordered, and they are set against each other. During those times, keep to what you recognize as good, and leave off what you recognize as evil. Turn your attention to your own personal affairs, and leave off the affairs of the masses.